Taking photos with your GoPro Hero 10, or any GoPro for that matter. Do you do it? Do you want to know how to do it? What's up everyone, my name is Corbin Blanton and I'm going to run through the settings that I use on my GoPro Hero 10 for taking photos. And I'm also going to explain to you why good settings on your GoPro might not be enough to get the best out of your GoPro photos. What do I mean by that? Stick around to the end of this video to find out. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Give me some love. The shiny Hero 10. This thing can take some magical photos. Alright, to get started, here are the settings that I use for taking everyday GoPro photos. I'm not talking about taking a night photo or taking photos with an ND filter. Just everyday photos, whether it be POV, handheld, on a pole, whatever. Everyday use. Alright, so you fire up your GoPro and you swipe to the left and you go to time-lapse. I almost all the time use time-lapse mode when I shoot photos. I keep my lens at wide, the format at photo, the interval at 0.5 seconds. The reason why I use a time-lapse interval of half a second is because every time I've taken a photo, I don't just sit there and wait to push the shutter. I just let it rapid fire. Just bam, 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 a photo every half a second. That way you have a lot to choose from. Yes, it loads up your GoPro with tons of photos, but the files aren't that big. Just if you use the half a second, you'll have plenty to look at just to ensure that you can get the best shot. Output is standard. All right, we're gonna skip the next 4 settings because I don't use them. On to the Pro Tune settings. I have EV comp at -0.5. I keep the white balance at auto, ISO minimum at 100, ISO maximum at 100. You can also bump the ISO max up to 400. But remember, the higher the ISO, the more noise grain that you will get in your photos. Now, I keep the sharpness at medium because I think GoPro does a pretty good job at the in-camera sharpening when you have the setting at medium. And now for the color, I keep that at natural. For shortcuts, honestly, the only one that I would add is a shortcut for the ISO max in case you need to get more light in your photo. But like I said, you want to try to keep that ISO max at 400. Now when shooting photos, you have 2 options for orientation. You have your widescreen or your landscape orientation, which is great. And you also have your vertical orientation, which is exactly what you want for posting photos on social media. Say for posting on Instagram, for example.
You can also lock your GoPro's orientation by pulling down from the top of the screen and hitting this button. You can also set your exposure and lock your exposure. Another way to ensure that you won't miss the shot is to use burst mode, which I use also. For the burst rate, I like to use 30 photos over 3 seconds and 30 photos over 6 seconds. You can play around with it though. All the other settings are the same. Burst mode is really useful if you're trying to capture a photo of something that's moving really fast. You have to time it though.
So when you are out using your GoPro to shoot photos, the biggest thing that you want to pay attention to is light. Light is your biggest friend, especially with these GoPro cameras. If you can shoot with full light, you know, sunrise, sunset, even in the middle of the day, you want light. Light makes your photos turn out the best. That's why I have the ISO minimum and the ISO maximum both at 100 because that keeps the noise to the minimum, but you need to make sure that you have enough light. You can also dive deeper into photography and you can start using the rule of thirds where you position the action or something interesting in one of these 4 points. See here, I'm in one of the spots right now. So that is another option that you could think about. All right, so you went out and you shot some GoPro photos. You ready to post them? Well, you could, but the secret to getting good GoPro photos is to use an app or a program to edit them to make them really pop, such as Lightroom or Photoshop or something like that. Now, I'm not going to go into how I edit a photo in this video. Plus, the way that I edit every photo is different. I'm just merely showing you that it's important to play around and kind of edit your GoPro photos rather than just keeping them raw straight out of the camera. Just make sure if you're editing on your phone to turn your brightness all the way up. For example, here is a photo that I took of my daughter and I wakeboarding in the vertical orientation straight out of the camera. And this is the photo after I did some editing to it in the Lightroom mobile app on my phone. See the difference? Editing photos in a solid application or program is great because it allows you to tweak everything and draw masks and even add custom base LUTs. It's how you can really make those GoPro photos pop. If you don't know by now, I really love to use these cameras for video, and I also really like to use them for photos because you can use them in such a creative, immersive, and unique way where you can't do the same things with like a professional photography camera or your phone. So there you go. If you have any questions on this video, make sure you leave them in the comments below. Also, let me know in the comments if you want me to make an actual tutorial example video of how I edit one of my GoPro photos. 90% of the time I use the Lightroom mobile app on my phone to edit my GoPro photos. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more content like this or just GoPro content in general. I'll see you in the next one.